Good morning.
Good morning.
For today, we have our brother, Mr. Mustafa, who's a Cameroonian, and uh, we are to go through training on fish farming. The training session is going to be two major ones. We are going to have the theoretical presentation, where we just look at the concepts of fish farming, and that is what we are beginning now. So after this one, we are going to have practical sessions where we will visit some selected fish farms to see what they are doing. So this session is going to be theoretical aspect and a practical aspect. And instead of just going to have the training alone with him, uh, I've talked to him. I agree that we can have it recorded, and then and that we can share with you as our online audience for you to appreciate. So it's going to be interactive session. And you as online too, you can put your comment in the comment section after you watch the video. Mr. Mustafa is not that strong in English, so I'm going to come down to basic English to my understanding. And if there's any technical time, Mr. Mustafa, you don't understand, let me know so that I'll break it down for you.
Okay, I will.
Yes, so if I say something you think I don't understand this, then let me know. Then I'll try to explain it so that it will be much better. So you bear with us. Possible you are guru in English and you might be not so understand us. So this session is going to last about an hour or less. Then we look at the theory aspect or the farm visitations.
Okay.
Now we want to look at how to start fish farming from scratch. In fact, he's a budding fish farmer. If I say budding fish farmer, meaning he's trying to start his fish farm, so he's learning. And this want to go through the guide. At least most people fail to get this, and they fail when they start. So it's good to always have the basis when you are starting your fish farming, so that you know what to do and what not to do. So in this lesson, uh, we are going to learn the following things. We shall look at how to start fish farming from scratch. That is the main heading. Then we look at types of fish farming systems. There are systems that we use to farm. So we shall look at the various types of fish farming systems. Then we shall look at the stocking and feeding basis. In fact, now we are that time we'll be going much into how to put the fish in the pond and how to look at them by giving them feed so they grow. These things are very important. Then we shall look at common mistakes to avoid. The things that you are not supposed to do. Because if you do them, you are likely to get wrong or to fail in your fish farming industry. So we shall look at some of the common and basic mistakes people are doing. Then we shall look at how to avoid that. And then how to also make profit, which is very important. Any starter or any person in fish farming, accept those starting for ornamental purpose. If I say ornamental purpose, those starting just to make their home beautiful. You know, some people they have grass, they put small fish that grow. Apart from them, anyone who is starting fish farming or doing fish farming, the intention is to make profits. So we shall look at how to make profit in fish farming. And then these are the important things we shall look at. Even though the topics we're going to cover are many, but we shall try to be as brief as possible so that not to make ourselves very, very uh, tiresome. So now, what is fish farming? What fish farming really is? In fact, um, fish farming is the process of putting fish in a controlled environment. So now, you put them in a place you have their control. So it means you provide them with feed, you provide them with water, anything that they need to survive and grow. It is you the responsibility as a farmer to do that. That is fish farming. So we have fishing and we have fish farming. So the difference is that in fishing, you as a person, you don't have any control over the growth of the fish. You only go to the riverside or the sea and you harvest the fish from the sea, or you catch them, or use your net and get them. And we call that fishing. So those go to the river, put their nets, pick the fish. We call it fishing. Fishing, yes, they are fishing. Okay. But now fish farming, you get a place like a fish pond. You put in water, you put the fish there. So now, this case, they don't have natural food. Have you seen? They don't have natural, the oxygen that they have natural is not enough for them. The water will be getting dirty and you need to change it. So at that time, you, the farmer, you have to take care of everything to make sure that they are successful. And that's the fish farming. And that's where the difficulties are. Now people think that you just put them there and when they are ready to harvest, you come and harvest. This is not fishing, this is fish farming. Now, so we are saying that not just putting fish in water. That's all. That's not just fish farming. Just get something, put the water. No. If you put the water, you have to be changing the water. You have to be giving them food. Okay. In some instances, you have to be adding the oxygen. Sometimes you have to put flotation system. You need to be looking at their health. Okay. If you give them food and they don't eat, it means something wrong. Check their health. Check their water quality. Look at how they are behaving. Look at how they are growing. All these things coming together is the fish farming. I'm not just putting them in one.
I want to ask. Okay. How many days I can change the water?
How many days you can change the water? It totally depends on several factors. One, it depends on your stocking density. We'll still look at stocking density. And we'll be talking about how many fish you are going to put in a pond. Now, the thing is that if the fish are more, they produce more feces. They also go toilet too. Yeah. So they give more toilet. They eat more. So the water will be getting dirty more faster. Then you have to always change it. Maybe 2 days, 3 days. Okay. Yes. And then also, if they are still small, they produce more waste because they produce more feces, more feces. So you don't change the water much. But when they are growing big, they are taking more waste, they are eating more, so you change the water faster. Okay. It can take 3-4 days or 1 week. But if you stock them less, you don't put more fish in the pond, it can take you more time to change the water. So we still look at these things. We are still going to talk about them later. But briefly, how many days to change the water is not direct answer. It depends on how many fish you put, the size of the fish, the pond, and so many factors. But if you also have flotation and aeration system, we should talk about that. That's a aquaculture system where the water is floated and the oxygen is added. That one, it can take you months. You will not change the water. But you don't even change the water unless you are going to do sorting.
Okay.
Yes.
The oxygen is added.
So you're adding the oxygen. Yes.
How can I add oxygen?
So we'll talk about that. So we have machines. There are pumps. You will buy those pumps. You will connect it into the pump, and then it will be putting oxygen, air into the pond. So the natural oxygen that they are getting, this one is going to help them, and then they are going to have more oxygen, and then they will be growing fast. So we'll talk about that later. And when we visit the farms, some of the farms have it, especially the farms that I've set up for clients. When we visit them, you will see how it is working. Okay. So we see those things practical. That's why we are not going to just talk about it here and we leave. We visit the farms, then you see how they are working. Okay. Yes. So now, it is a system of 4 things. When we talk about fish farming, it's made out of 4 major things. 1, 2, 3, 4. We look at them. These 4 things, your success depends on them. And that is the fish farming in general. So first and foremost, the first thing is the fish. So they are our focus, the center, the fish, and they are our target. So you bring them as juveniles or fingers, small, and you look at them to grow. Okay. So they are our targets. But you can't just use the fish and go. There are things that are going to support them to grow. And second is the water. And you know, fish, water is life for them. They don't live in outside water like we are outside, we are breathing, other animals are. For them, they survive in water because it is through water they also breathe. The water will pass through their mouth, the water will enter their mouth, pass through their gills, and they absorb the oxygen. And that's how they are surviving. Inside the water that they are growing, they are eating, and whatever. So now, the entire success mostly depends on this. That's water. So if the water is good, the fish will be good. If the water is bad, the fish will be bad, and you'll even die. So take this. That is the most important thing. Good water equal to good fish. Bad water equal to bad fish, or even die. We still look at that individual. So the water oil should have good oxygen. It should have all the things that they need to grow. pH, temperature. If the water is hot too, it's not good for them. If it is too cold too, it's not good for them. Yes, that's why we call the temperature. So all things like if I assuming you want to sleep and the room is very hot, you become uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes, or you want to sleep and the place is very cold.
Mm-hmm.
You even have to cover yourself.
Yeah.
The same applies to them too. If they're in the water and the water is hot, it affects them. If the water is cold, it affects them. So you as a farmer, you need to make sure that you control all these things.
All the temperature.
All the temperature. If the water has salt, it's not good.
Is there a machine?
Yes, there are machines
we can use
to determine.
Okay,
there are machines. I personally I have one test kit. But the thing is that even despite the machines, observation is very important. Even though some of us have the machine, but we lack observation. Look, fish, if the water is not good for them, they give you signs. They let you know. The way they are behaving, you will know. So you observe. You go and give them food. You realize that they are not eating. They were eating, and we give them food, especially catfish. They are eating good, good, good. Now you give them food. They don't eat. Next time, come and give them, they don't eat. Okay. There's something wrong. They are telling you that you are not okay.
Okay.
Yes. Or you can, they put their nose, they are looking for oxygen. They are looking for oxygen around. Yeah. It means the water is not good.
Okay. When they are up,
most of them up, they put their nose like this. And sometimes you find one or two will be running speed in the pond, which are catfish. They are telling you that this your water is not good for us. And it will continue for a few days.
And every fish or is only catfish?
Every fish.
Okay.
But catfish, they are more active. They show that vigorously.
Okay.
But tilapia, you see them today also hang and put their nose and they are breathing. But the way catfish, they will be running, they will not be running that way, but they will just be hanging. And you see that they are weak. Both catfish and tilapia, they will be weak to understand that you can even put your hand in the water and pick it before it will shake. But if they are active, before you even put they will run. Okay. So all these are signs that the water is not good. Okay. So the success of your fish, how they grow, how they survive, and everything mostly depends on water. So it's very important. So that's the second thing. The third thing is feed. Feed simply means food. The food you give them to eat. Remember, if they are in the natural water bodies, they get food. Allah gave them food. Let's put it that way. Because there are other animals, other living things in the water.
Yes,
they eat them.
It's natural.
Natural.
Light inside.
Yeah.
See. A big lake.
Yeah. Okay. They eat them. And there are also other grasses or leaves. We'll talk about that later. In the water, they eat them. Now, you remove them from the natural. And you said, oh, I will not be taking care of you. So now that you are going to be taking care of me, my food depends on you.
Yeah.
You need to give me food. Because you lock me in the room. So if you lock me in the room, there's no food in the room. If you don't give me food, I will not survive. I will die. The same thing applies to them. So now that you are keeping them yourself in a pond, if you don't give them food, they can go to markets and hustle and get money and buy food.
Yes.
So you need to give them food. So and that is why it is very important. And the food are also in different ways. The common one we all know is a commercial feed, where you go and buy your food and go and give them. As simple as that. You have your money, go and buy. And that one to their difference, the commercial food. Sometimes with the food, we have some in the pelleted, their sizes. You have 2 mm small, 3 mm, next 4 mm, 5 mm, up to 8 mm, and they have different sizes. So if the fish are small, they eat, if they just hatch small, they eat something like powder, and that's how they make the commercial feed. When they grow small, they will make it small, like small stones. You can pick it. Then when they are growing and you are buying the feed, the size will be increasing. And when they are big, but the size will be big, then their mouth can pick it. So every stage has the feed that you give them, the commercial feed. And apart from the sizes, the pelleted into different sizes, we also have sinking feed and floating feed. I will explain that to you.
Okay.
Sinking feed, when you put it in the water, when you throw it in the water, it will go to the bottom of the pond. If you throw it in, you will see on the day again, it will go under the water, inside the water. That's why I call it sinking. It sinks.
Sinking, yes, it
Yes,
sinks
it
in the
sinks
water.
in the water. We call it sinking feed. Then we have floating. That one, when you throw it in the pond, it will on the up. So the fish will be eating it. So and that is the best one.
The best one is
Yes, floating.
floating.
The reason it is best because when you throw it and it is on the pond, you are able to see how the fish are eating. And that's why I told you that observation is very important. Now that you are observing how they are eating, if they are good, you know. If they are sick, you know.
Yes.
But the sinking fish, it go under and they will eating it under. They eat it or not, you don't know.
Don't know.
You see how why it is good.
Yes.
And also that one, if they don't eat the food, that feed, if you give that food and they don't eat it, it spoil the water. That's another thing. So most fish farmers overfeeding are killing their fish. We still come to mistakes. When we come to mistakes, we'll talk about that. If you give them more than eat, it spoil it. Okay.
When I give them food, they didn't eat. It means something wrong.
Okay.
And I have to change the water.
Sorry, yeah. Let me come and then yeah. Oh, you continue. Oh. Okay, so continue.
I want to say that if you give them food,
Okay.
and they didn't eat,
Okay, yes.
it means something wrong.
Yes.
Then I can only change the water,
Okay.
or
Yes.
there is some medicine I can give even I didn't change the water.
Yes. Okay. So the question is very good. If they don't eat, so if the fish they are not eating, if you observe and it is the water that has problem, the best thing to do is to change the water.
Okay, the best thing to do to
is to
change
change
the
the water.
water first.
Yes. Even though there are medicines you give, but the best is change the water. Okay. We'll still talk about that later.
Okay.
So now, apart from the commercial feed, you can also make your own feed. That one is less costly sometimes if you have the machine. But the thing is that, or the problem is that, if you don't mix your ingredients well, you will not get balanced diet. You will not get things that will make them grow well. Have you seen? Because the commercial feed, if they make it, they know that at this stage, let's say when they are small, juveniles or fingerless, they need at that time more protein. So if they mix the food, they'll have more protein there. When they grow to big, they now need less protein and more carbohydrate. So when you see the feed in different sizes, it is not just only the sizes, even the nutrients, what they get from the food also are different.
Okay.
So if you want to grow your own feed, these are the things you need to know. This time I need to put more carbohydrate, I need to put more protein, I need to put more fiber, I need. If you don't balance it that way, they won't grow fine.
Okay.
So you can just, if you know how to do it, you can just buy your corn or your maize, get your cassava or your millet, what and what, get fish meal, get oil, things that you put them together and make yours. Especially if you have the machine to pellet it.
Yes, to garnish.
Yes. So mostly, if you want to do large commercial farm, it is recommended you have this. Produce your own feed. It will reduce your cost of production. But you need to know exactly what you are doing. You need to learn that too. Personally, I've never produced feed before. I can tell you mix this and that, but I can't tell the quantity of how to mix it. So personally, if I want to do that, I have to go and learn it.
Okay.
And that's how it is. Apart from that one too, there are other ways you can produce feed. For instance, we have maggots. The maggots, you can use black soldier fly to produce the maggots. They are like caterpillar, small listen. Then you and they are live ones. You may dry them to and feed them, and you may leave them live, and you give them to the fish, and they love it. They will eating them. But the thing is that, like I was saying, some of these things you can't rely only on them. They serve as supplemental feed. There are also plants that grow in water, azolla, duckweed, and others. You can grow that one too in water, and the fish are eating it. So you can grow it in a separate pot, and you're fetching it for the fish, and you'll be eating. But this ones too, you need to have a commercial food. But that one will be served as additional food. So it will reduce the amount of food you will be giving them, you'll be buying. So your money that you'll be buying the food will be small. Then you add that one too, and you'll be good. But you can't give only that one for them. They won't grow well. You need to be balanced. So that is the food. The fourth one is management. And the management covers what I have just discussed.
Yeah.
If you are at work and you are a manager and you have people under you, you need to ensure that they are doing their work well. You need to ensure that they come early. If someone is sick or what, they report to you. Whatever, you need to know that they are fine.
Yes.
Their welfare is fine, everything. The same thing here. If you have your fish, you are their manager. Their health, whether they eat or not, whether their water is good or not, whatever, is up to you. So you have to make sure that everything is okay for them.
Okay.
And that's the management. And if you don't do proper management, either they don't grow or one day you come and they are all dead. So make sure that you do the right things at the right time. And the things that I've explained, it is the you that is under management. You need to ensure that. And these four things, success depend on managing all four. These four things, your success depend on them. Good fish, good water, good food, good management, you are successful.
Okay.
We'll still break some of them down. Okay, I'm listening.
And to return to the fish,
Okay. Yeah, I'm listening.
how can I know this is a good fish?
That's a brilliant question. Yes. How to determine this is a good fish?
Yeah.
This is sometimes it comes down to the observation that I was telling you. Look, if I'm going to buy fish, the small fish, the juvenile, the fingerless, I'm grow. First of all, when I visit the farm, the one selling, I need to know how active they are. If the person give them food, they are eating very well. They are strong. They are eating. That is one sign that they are good fish. But the person gives them the food and they are just dying. They are not eating. It's either sick or they are not good. Now, also make sure that if you are going to buy the fish, get it from someone who is already trusted and providing the right hatching. Some people, those good hatching, those good selling, they are going to hatch. They don't just hatch any fish. They will select good ones, breed them themselves, or they go to someone farm and select good ones and hatch them in a good and clean environment. So if you know and ask, and they tell you this person, you always breed good fish, then you go for that. Don't just buy anyhow.
Okay.
But it is sometimes difficult to just pick a fish and look at this and determine it's a good fish or it's a bad fish. Sometimes some people may say, like catfish, some people may say, look at the color, if it's too dark, those ones are not actually the issue. So look at how strong and healthy they are, and you'll be fine. So some of these things will be coming. Now, in terms of fish ponds, the fish ponds, let's put it simple: house of fish. Okay.
Sorry, I don't understand. What do you mean by fish ponds?
That's what I'm explaining. Fish ponds means house of fish. Fish house.
Okay.
Yeah, fish house. Let's put it simple. Human beings, we build house and we are there. Fish, we build ponds. We call it ponds because it is their house too. But in technical fish farm, we call it pond.
Okay.
So we have it that way. We put in water and we put them there. So it is house of fish. We call it fish pond for basic understanding. There are several ways, but the most common one is the tapoli ponds. You know tapoli? Tapoli, I don't know if you are seeing in films, they will put metals, they will put something cover on top. Some can have red, some are, when they have occasion and they have tapoli, they will put metals, long ones, they will put the tapoli on top. Now we are sitting under, and it provides shade.
Okay.
These are tapoli. So that's the word tapoli. Now that tapoli, even though we human beings, we use it as a shade. We put shade, we put it and then we sit under. The sun will not get us. You see that thing? So some of them are waterproof, meaning water doesn't pass through. So we put it now, we will not put it top for sun not to get us. We will now put it down and get another metal to hold it this way, like a bowl. They will fetch water inside and the fish will be there swimming. We call it tapoli pond. When we visit the farms, you will see them.
Yes.
Now, these tapoli ponds, they are low cost. They are not high. As low as 1,000 cedis, 2,000, you can get some. I see. They are flexible. Flexible means you can put it in any shape, any mood. If I want it circle, I can put it circle. One. If I want rectangle, I can put it rectangle. If I want square, I can put it square. Whatever method I want to put it, I can put it. Also, it is mobile. Mobile means I can move it from this farm to another farm. I have my fish farm. I'm living in this house. I put my tapoli. I put my fish. I'm going to another house to live. I will just take the fish, take the water, put the tapoli like this, go to where I want to put it there again, and put my water and put my fish. Tapoli, you can do that.
Okay.
But concrete or earth, you cannot do that. Have you seen? These are the advantages. That is the good part of that. And the bad part is that the tapoli pond, it can collapse. For example, just recently we put one in Lonto, big one. We put water and put fish. Then the following day in the morning, it falls down. It fell down. It collapsed, and the water and the fish, boom, ran out. That's the disadvantage, son. Also, sometimes it's not durable. If something just took it, they'll make a hole, and the water will be coming out, leak. So that's the disadvantage. That's why some people don't like it. So I'm comparing the two. I'm comparing how good it is and how bad it is. So when you are going to start your fish farm, you will know what to do.
Yes.
And it is good for beginners. You want to try and see. I want to try fish farm. It is working. And I'm putting my concrete one. You can start with this one and learn before starting big one.
Okay.
The next one is concrete pond. The concrete pond, you will buy cement, iron rods, blocks or bricks, and you build like a room.
Yeah, like a pool.
A pool, yes, a pool. So you do a small one. It will not go, and then maybe you build it to this side, and then you put your water and you put your fish. You call it concrete pond. You call it concrete pond because you use concrete materials. If you say concrete materials, chippers, cement, sea sand, these things, you put them together and you build this. This one very strong. Look at the room, very strong.
Yes.
Have you seen? Long term. It can be 20, 30 years and good. This one, tapoli pond cannot be good that way. No.
Yeah. After when some
It's spoiled.
after some years,
It's spoiled.
yes, it's spoiled.
So now, concrete ponds strong, long lasting. Have you seen? And it is also good for the fish, especially catfish. They grow bigger inside that. But the disadvantage of that one is also that you can't just move it to another place. If I build it in this house and I'm going to another house, I can't carry it.
No.
You see, that's disadvantage.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes it also crack. Yes, especially if you are not using it again. And many people don't know that. Even if you're not using it again and you want to use it, put water inside. If you don't put water inside and I start hitting it, it will begin to crack. Sometimes you don't see the crack, but later you put water, few minutes, water no dey. It's leaking. So sometimes it also leak. That's also another disadvantage. But generally, it is strong. So if you want, I have my big plot of land. I want to go commercial farming. I test Capolipo is working. Now I want to farm big farm. This is why I'll go for.
Okay.
I'll go for this. I'll construct a lot of concrete ponds, and I'm good. The other one is earthen pond. Earthen pond is like a dump. You will dig. You will dig the ground.
Yeah.
You dig place where they can hold water. I mean, when you put water, it will be there. Some people will dig and put rubbers, whatever. You dig the ground, put in water, and put in fish. You call it earthen pond.
Earthen pond.
Earthen pond. Earth means the land.
Yes, the
Yes,
land.
that's earth. So we call it earthen pond.
Okay.
That one is natural. Though you now put them here, it mimics, it resembles the natural environment. You remember I told you that in the dam or in the river or the natural, you don't give the food, the fish, but they get food from other insects. They get food from grass. So if you have earthen pond, though this one too, you will need to be giving them food, but they will also be getting some food from the ground. And also the sand under, it also serve as filtration for them. So that one you will not be changing the water always like this too.
Yes, earthen ponds cannot change the water.
No, you can change. So even earthen pond, to what you are doing, you have outlet. The same as this. Outlet is when you want to change the water, that's where you open and the water go out. And inlet, where you open the water come in. All these ponds you have it. But this one, these two, tarpaulin and concrete, if you don't have filtration system and aeration system, all the ways you will change the water. But this item pond, if you don't have it, you will not be changing the water always. But the thing is that this one, it will be filtered, but it will get to a time it will be too dirty and you have to change it. And item ponds, they work best with catfish. You know, catfish, they like mud, sand.
Yes.
It works best. You can also grow tilapia there, but it best for catfish. If you put catfish there, within some small time, they will big.
But can I mix it catfish and tilapia in
No,
earthen ponds?
no. If you mix catfish and tilapia, the catfish will eat the tilapia. Yeah, they eat them. You know, catfish, there's what we call cannibalism. They eat each other and they eat other, they eat meat. That's how catfish are. Even themselves, they eat each other. Talk less of another
The
fish.
one who big can
Big, eat the small one. Or the one who is weak. The strong one will eat it when they're hungry. So now if you and tilapia, they are not like that. And tilapia, they are not strong. They don't even defend themselves much. So if you mix them, when the catfish are hungry, they'll eat the tilapia. One day, I one of my clients, I set up a farm for I set up rats for him at Accra. So he asked me whether he can make catfish or tilapia, and I said no. And I told him this reason. And he said, okay, let's try. I said, it's good. Let's try. Then he mixed it. Then he told me, oh, they are doing fine. Oh, when I give them food, they all eat. That's okay. Say, let's see how it goes. Then later he told me, oh, Abdul, I'm not more seeing the tilapia. I said, you're not more seeing it. I only see few. Meanwhile, they were more than the catfish. I said, yes, they're eating them. Even the small that is still there, they will eat them.
Going on
They will eat all. Yes, that's how catfish are. Even catfish, even human beings, they bite. I still have scars in my body. If you put your hand or something in the pond, they will bite you. Sometimes they ever bite me and blood coming. Catfish, that's how they are. Especially when they are big and their teeth are now sharp. If anything comes to the pond, they attack it. Sometimes not to eat it all, but if they attack it and it is something they can eat, they eat it. That's how catfish are. So if you mix them with other fish, you eat them. So earthen ponds is like natural. If you want to go large farm, construct big dam, large scale, you can have that. And the thing is that the disadvantage is that it's not every place you can put earthen pond. Because if you dig and the sand, the soil cannot hold water. If you put the water will go under.
Yes.
So you need to get a place where there's water. So when you dig and you put water, the water will stay.
Okay.
Also, this type of earthen pond, you can't do it at your backyard. If I say backyard, I have my home. Like this is our house. Down here, I can put my tarpaulin and I put my fish. I can put concrete and I put my fish. But for this one, I can't put it there. I need to get a land, big land, where I can dig with machines or with earthen and put the fish. Have you seen? So that's how it is. And another disadvantage is that if there's flood, meaning if I put it at, mostly where the land has water, and you can always put water. Some of them, if it rains, that place there's more water. If that happens and there's more water, the fish can come out, follow that water and move. You call it flooding. It can flood. Especially a catfish. If water is running, they follow it. So if you have your earthen pond dig and it rains, heavy rain, the rain is more, and the water is now going, and water is now going, the fish will now follow the water and go and leave you. You have lost like that. So that is the disadvantage, or the reason why some people don't like it. Okay. I'm giving you this too. Apart from this main tree, there are other ponds. We have glass. The glass, sometimes they put it, glass. They get a big glass. They put water. They put fish. The fish are swimming. So those are mostly those doing for ornamental. or beauty. Like you have your office or your house,
Yes,
you want it
yes,
to be beautiful, then you put it.
yes.
That one they are not selling. So I won't talk about them because we want business. And then also we have plastics. You can get this white IBC tanks. We call it this poly tank. This is, some people get it and this ones. But to do commercial fish farming, these
Yes, sir.
3 points. So that's why I talk about all of them. So I won't talk about the other ones. Now, start small and expand. I know some people, for instance, I know someone who started the fish farm, who wanted to start. Personally, he didn't contact me for consultation in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He contacted someone, the person provided him with 18 by 18 feet ponds. That's a big tarpaulin pond. And he bought about 20 of them. He said he wanted 20 of them. And he's never go into fish farming before.
Mm-hmm.
So later he contacted me and he told me his intention. He's living abroad and wanted to set up the farm in Ghana. I told him, I like your vision.
Mm-hmm.
I like your zeal. But you know what? 18 by 18 pounds, 20 pounds is too much for a beginner like you.
20.
20 pounds, big pounds. I said it is too much for beginner like you. I would suggest you start with 2 or 4. I would say 1 because if you want to sort them, catfish, you have to be sorting them, meaning separating them, big from here, small from here. I would suggest you start with 2 or 4. When you grow them and you are okay, now set more. He agreed. But he invited me to the farm one day. I went there and they kept all the 20 posts. I said, well, and he paid for fingerlings thousands. I said, well, but I still maintain my stance. Let's start small. And believe me, he stock 2 posts and he stock 2,000 fishes each. And all of them died.
2,000 fish.
So for each, so meaning 4,000 fish, they all died. He became frustrated.
He lost all.
He lost all. He stock another and they were all died. He invited me, I went there. We made a quarantine time and we changed it and we saved few, but the rest were gone. As I speak now, the man is somewhere in fish farming. And it's about 2 years now, 1 year going to 2 years. He has stopped. He was frustrated.
Yes.
He saw what I told him. So if you are starting, as you comment, start small. 2, 3 points, 4, 1. Grow them.
Mm-hmm.
Now you get experience,
Yes.
the knowledge, what they want, what they don't want. You don't know what to do. Now go big. But if you're looking at, if I start 20 pounds, if I harvest, I'm going to make 100,000 Ghana cedis. I'm going to make, forget I'm going to make for now. If your intention is I'm going to make for now and you start it, you will fail. Start with the intention I'm going to learn. After you learn, the make will come. I don't know why I'm making sense. Are you okay?
Yes.
Yes. So I always recommend start small and expand. Choosing the right water. I was telling you, it is not every water that is right or good for fish. For example, you know the tap water that we are using.
Yes.
Everyone wants tap water. If you fetch it, it is very clean. Even if it is glass, you can see through.
Yes.
Very clean. Those doing pure water, they all need it. They all need it to drink. But believe me, what about if I told you that that water is not good for fish? Fish don't like it.
Okay. Mineral water.
They don't like it. They are not humans. But if look at something. If I go and fetch river water or dam water, it's like there's sand in that. It's so colorless, and it will sometimes smell some wavy. You don't want to drink it. Fish like it. You know what? The tap water, there are some chemical inside, chlorine. We call it chlorine, and make it clean like that. Sometimes that's why the pipe water, if they just open fresh pipe water, you open it, sometimes you see some particles, white, 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 white. That's the chlorine. Now that chlorine, it kills fish. It kills them. If you give it to them, they will die.
And if I
Yeah. Honestly.
if I make my borehole
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I was
and
coming there.
I didn't make the calorie
Yes,
inside there,
chlorine. Yes.
but the water is clean
Clean.
because some place
Yes.
naturally the
Yes.
water is clean
Yes.
without putting calorie.
Calories.
That one is no problem.
There's no problem.
Okay, okay.
There will only be problem
It's calorie.
if there is more salt in that. You know, some borehole have salt.
Yes.
So if the salt is high, it will also kill them. But if the salt is not high, no chlorine, and everything's fine, they like the borehole too. So that brings us to the water that they like. Borehole water, like I told you, but the borehole water is conditional. There should not be too much salt. The water should not be hard. Well, just dig manual. It's also good for them. River, good for them. Dam, good for them. Stored water. So this stored water, now that we are coming to the tap water or the borehole water. So the tap water, let me explain this before. The tap water, now you only have the tap water, the pipe water that I told you. That's the only one that you have. And you want to raise fish. Should you say you should not? No, you can. But you need to store the water for at least a day, at least 24 hours, 3 days. Then that chlorine, if you store it in a container, open one, that chlorine, within some few days, it will go out. Now you can use it for your fish and they'll be good. Have you seen? Or you want to use it direct. If the fish are already in the water, you can do what we call partial change. Partial change means you will not take the water all from the fish. You will take more than half and you add another fresh water. So now if you're not adding, because you are adding to another water, it will neutralize the chlorine and it will not harm them. So if you're not doing partial change, you are good. Otherwise, don't use pipe water directly. I've seen how it is. Now your question. Now avoid polluted water. Polluted water means anything that is inside the water that the fish don't like. Don't use that water. An example, the one I gave you.
Okay.
Or even if it's a river or it's a dam, but there is pollution, there's something has contaminated the water. Don't use it. Because if you use it, you'll kill your fish. Let water settle before stocking. That's what I was telling you. If you're going to use the pipe water or even any of this water and you want, it is good. Fetch it down. Let it settle for a day or two and you use it. And your fish will be good.
I don't understand.
Yes. So what I think that the pipe water, if I have poly tank or another tank, I will fetch the water in the tank or the poly tank or the other pond. No fish there yet. I will not put fish. I will leave it 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Then the water, the chlorine or the chemical is go. When the chemical go, then I put in fish or I put the water in the
before
fish.
use it. You can leave it 2 days,
3 days or 1 day.
days. Then after that,
You put it for the fish.
put it for the fish.
And it's good.
That when I understand, it's mean like to make all the bad things inside the water to come out.
To come out. Exactly. That's why I say let's set it settled, store it before you put it in. So all the bad things will go. Now, water quality, fish survival. You remember in the beginning, I told you that good water, good fish. Bad water, bad fish or dead fish.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. Water quality. That means if the water is good quality, the fish will survive. If I told you the tap water, let me share this experience with you. There's one lady in Tamale here. They were having the farm. She was to change the water. She was to use pipe water. So she ordered tanker. The tanker, those cars fetching water. They went and fetch pipe water. So he now removed all the water from the pond. He removed all, and he put the water that the car brought. When he put the water, within an hour, the fish started dying. She called me and she said, "Oh, Abdul, I just changed my water and my fish are dying." I said, "How did you change? What type of water?" He said, "Pipe water." I said, "Okay, how did you drain the water?" He said, "Oh, I drained all the water. Oh, I removed all the water and I put it." I said, "Hey, you won't kill them." I told you, if it is the pipe water that you are going to use and change, don't take out all the water.
Okay.
Don't remove all the water.
Even you can leave the water 2 days, 3
2
days,
days.
but before changing.
So if you leave it 2 days, 3 days, you can now change it and no problem. But you are not going to put it direct. You don't leave it 2 days. You just fetch it and you have to put. If you want to put it that way, the water in the fish water, don't remove all. Remove more than half and still leave some. So that when you are putting the water that is already there in the pond, it will be taken out the chemical. So gradually it will neutralize. The fish will be good. But if you not remove all the water for the fish and you not put in new water, now the chemical can kill them. So you see, so that's how it is. Now stopping your fish. If there's any question or anything you want to say, we do that before we proceed.
No, the last one is okay.
It's okay. Yeah. Now we are not talking about stocking your fish. Stocking fish means putting the fish in the water, in the pond. Now I told you the pond is the house of the fish. Now you have the fish house. You put water, and now you are going to put the fish inside the water. So the process of putting the fish inside the water, we call it stocking. So it's a technical term in fish farming. We call it stocking fish, meaning you are going to put the water. Now this here too, you should be very careful.
But I have a question.
Okay.
To change the water, you said that is better to leave small water,
yes,
and add
another water, yes.
That one is mean every water, or is only the pipe water?
Every water, that is the best way.
Okay,
Every water, that's the best way.
Okay.
But the thing is that there could be situation where you want to change everything. In that case, if it is other water apart from pipe water, you can change everything. But if it's pipe water, don't make that mistake. You will kill your fish. But every water, if you want to change, is good. You would take and leave small water and add. And the reason that is good is that is the environment of the fish. Now, if you remove all the water and you give them new water, you just change their environment once.
Okay.
And it will shock them.
Yes.
But if you leave small and you're adding small, the environment is changing. And in their system, they'll be changing their system too for the new environment. The new environment, they are changing their system too. So by the time you change the water complete, they have changed themselves to mix or to go in the line with the new one.
To adapt
Adapt. That's a good word. I don't want to use it and you will not understand. So thank God you are. So they will adapt the new environment. But you just drain the water and you boom, new water. You just change the environment once. They have not adapted. Some of them can even die. It will shock them. That's how they are. But if you take out and leave small and you are adding gradually, they will adapt it, and that's it. But if it is other water and you have to change complete, fine. But tap water, it can even kill them if you change everything once. But if you do that too, it can neutralize the chlorine. So the chlorine effect will be low. That's it. So now, stocking here has to do with the pond, the fish house is there, the water is there, and you are putting in the fish for the first time. That's what I call stocking of fish. You are putting in the
for
fish.
the first time.
For the first time, you are putting them inside there, you are stocking them. But if they are already there, and you take the water out, and you put in new water, we don't call that one stocking. We call it water changing. You see the difference? The fish are there already. I want to put water. So I open the outlet, the mouth, then the water is going out. Then when it's about to finish, then I look and I add water. And the fish are just there. We call it changing of water.
Okay, but I want to ask.
Okay.
Now I want to start it.
Okay.
Then you have a fish.
Yes.
I come to buy with you.
Yes.
Now when I buy with you,
yes,
it's obligation to take a small water with you to come and join with a new.
Yes. Not obligation of taking the water to drink, but the obligation is that you can't take the fish and they're not in water. You see, they have to be in water to survive.
Yes,
so if you're taking them in the container, you fetch water in the container and put the fish. Now, when you now get to your farm, don't throw that water away and pour the fish inside only. Like what I told you earlier, it can stop, it can shock them. You are now going to stop them, and there's a way to stop them very well. We still talk about that.
Okay.
After I bring them to my farm, how I will stop them. That's what we are going to talk about.
Okay.
Many beginners also get it wrong. They will burn the fish. They come and pour the water that brought them away, and then they will just pour the fish inside. That can also affect them, especially when they are small, they are weak. And that brings us to buy healthy juveniles. So now we're talking about stocking your fish, the process. Buy healthy juveniles. And you asked a question earlier, how do I know my fish are good?
Yes.
And I told you that make sure that if you're going to buy the fish, the juveniles are small fish that you buy from your farm and go and stock. You have stages of fish. Immediately you hatch them. You know, there are some people they also hatch. I told you yesterday.
Yes.
I don't hatch personally, even though I tried my first hatching and it failed. I'm so coming back again. Now I don't hatch, but those hatch after they take the eggs and they hatch them. If they hatch them, they are very tiny. We call them fry. That's the fry stage. That stage, if not the hatching center, those hatching, even me myself, I bring them, they will die. I can't marry them because their survival is very low. A lot of them are going to die for that stage. They know how to make them to go. So from the fry stage, they'll go to post fry. From post fry, they will get to fingerless. Fingerless are a bit bigger than fry. Some people now buy them at that time, fingerless. So from fingerless, they go to post fingerless, and post fingerless to juveniles. And juveniles, the recommended stage to buy for a beginner. So as we are talking for farmers, we buy them juveniles. Now from juveniles, they'll move to post juveniles, and post juveniles to jumbo. The jumbo are also quite bigger than juveniles. And from jumbo, we now say they are in the grow out stage. For grow out stage, at that time you cannot even chop them. They are now big and they are now increasing interest. That's post grow. Okay. So they are in stages. So if you are buying for to stock, you buy juveniles. And what we are saying is that buy healthy juveniles. And buying healthy juveniles, like I told you, If the farmer is feeding them, observe how they are eating. They are active eating, strong. That's indication that they are good. Also, make sure that you buy from a trusted source. Oh, the person is already producing healthy
Mm-hmm.
finland, then you buy from there. So buy healthy juveniles. Two, ensure uniform size. The fish, when they are growing, they
Mm-hmm.
grow in different sizes. If I say juveniles, they all hatch at the same time as fry. But even when they are juveniles, some will still be fingerless, small, small. So a good seller will separate them. They all will be juvenile, the same level,
Same.
same size.
Okay.
That's what you should look for. But if you buy small, big, and you mix them, if you bring them, you have problem. Because if you are giving them big ones food, small ones cannot eat. That's a problem. And they'll not be growing. So the big one will be eating and be growing again.
Okay.
And then the
Okay.
big one will eat the small one again. So buy them and they are the same size. That's what you should also look at. Uniform, that's why they call it uniform size. The same size. Acclimatize before this. I was coming to this. Acclimatize before this.
Acclimatize.
Yes,
Before
before this.
this.
Acclimatization, it is the process of gradually introducing the fish into the pot. Remember, I told you that you buy your fish from me
Mm-hmm.
and we put water in the container and we put the fish.
Mm-hmm.
You go to your farm, don't pour the water away and pour the fish inside. Or don't pour the fish and the water inside like that. The acclimatizing, what it means is that I bring the container
Mm-hmm.
with the fish and the water. I will put that container and the water in the pond, in the house water,
Okay.
and leave it and be watching. And it will be there about 20 minutes or 10 minutes. Now, when it is there, the environment is coming together. It's coming together. The water that brought them and the water that you're putting them in, their temperature are not the same. Remember, I told you the
Yes.
temperature affect the water.
Yes.
Now, if the temperature are not the same, and the water parameter, the oxygen, other stuff, they are not the same, and you just pour them in, it will shock them because you just change the environment. They will not
Mm-hmm.
adopt.
Mm-hmm.
But if you leave the container on and it is floating and it is mixing, so now you can now open the container before you open and put there. Now you lower it. The water from the pond will be entering small, small, and it will neutralize it.
Okay.
And they will be adopting.
Okay.
And when it neutralizes, then you tilt. You put the container this way. Don't pour them inside. Put it this way. The fish themselves, you will see themselves. They will swimming into. I will have some videos to show you. That maybe we do that later.
Mm-hmm.
You will see themselves. They will now come out in the container and they will go into the pot. Now the temperature has mixed well. The water parameter is now equal. It will not shock them again. Themselves they will move it. So when they move, some will still remain. Now we now pour them gentle, then they'll all go inside and they will go around. And that's what we call acclimatize.
Okay.
And this is the best way
When you
to
put
introduce
the
the fish.
drum inside the
Yes, yeah, I'm listening.
inside the palm,
Yes,
it means the water entry is small,
yes,
small,
yes.
and they are going to adapt it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So when they adapt to that, themselves will now move into the pond and they'll be good. That is what we call acclimatization or acclimatize before this. So don't just pour them boom into the pond. No, that is the wrong way. And these are the ways to stock your fish, and they are good and healthy. Yes. Do not feed immediately. Oh, don't say, oh, they are hungry. Oh, since in the morning, I've brought them, they're not eating. Once I've now put them in my farm, let's give them food. No, do not give them food just after you put them. No. As they travel, in fact, even if they take 3 days to get to your farm.
Okay.
Remember, I told you earlier that that food, if you give them and they don't eat, it will spoil the water. And now that you brought them, they are stressed, they are tired, they want to rest. You brought them in small container, and as you were sending them, it was shaking. They are tired. Some are even dead.
Stressful.
So stressful. So when you now release them into the big pond, now food is not their problem. Their problem is we want to rest. Their problem is, are we in good water? Their problem is, are we in good environment? That's what they want to observe first.
The climate.
The climate, yes. So now after you climatize them, the climate, don't give them food. Leave them for about 12 hours or at least 6 hours.
Okay.
6 to 12 hours.
For
instance, yes, for instance, if I start them this morning, I won't give them food unless in the evening. So that, and you are observing them. How are they behaving? Are they relaxing? Are they suffocating? Like I told you, they're looking for air. Because if you observe, if the water is not good for them, you will see that. Now, after you leave them for several hours, let's say in the morning, leave them in the evening, you now give them food. And when you are going to give them the food, don't give them much food. Give them little. Little. As you are giving them little, then if they're eating, if you see that they have not eaten much, then you leave them and they're okay. But if you just stop them night, you just put them in. Oh, you just say, oh, they are hungry, they have not eaten. You find your food, you throw.
They are not eating.
They are not eating. Never give it. You are likely to kill them. You are likely to kill them. So don't feed them immediately after stocking. Now, feeding management. This is another important thing. So do you have to take a break or we continue?
No, you can continue.
You can continue.
If you are not tired.
Oh,
I'm not.
So now, feeding management.
Okay.
In simple put, food management. In fact, more success of the fish farming comes from feeding. The issue is that their food, if you are raising the fish, their food alone, it covers about 60 to 70% of the total cost. What it means is that how much are you going to use to grow the fish? Their food alone will take 60 or 70%. That is 60 or 70 out of 100. It means their food take more money. So it is good you plan it very well. And if you plan it very well, you will not only manage your costs down, but you will also increase your profits and also make your fish to grow better. So this is very important in the industry. Food, their food. So let's look at that one. They said feed is the biggest cost. That's what I told you.
Yes.
I want to talk again. Feed based on fish size. Like I told you earlier, the fish sizes depends on the food they take. I mean, the food they take depends on the fish sizes. Small fish, small feed. Big fish, big food. So take off the size. And if they are small, they eat small. If they are big, they eat big.
Okay.
So for instance, if I just stop juveniles, let's say 1,000, for a full month, they might eat one bag. But when they grow up to 4 months, 5 months, 3 months, that full bag, they can take it less than a week. You see, they can take it less than a week. So what it means here is that I have a cup I am using. to give them. If I give them 1 cup, as they are small, giving us, they eat 1 cup. Tomorrow they eat 1 cup, and as they are growing, they cannot keep eating 1 cup. If you keep giving them 1 cup, they won't grow again because it's not reaching them.
Okay.
How they eat will be increasing. It will get to a time they were eating 10 cups. That same cup they were eating 1. When they grow, they will be eating 10. So, for instance, if I'm stock 1,000 catfish,
How can I know
how much they are satisfied?
if they are satisfied
Yes,
or not?
I'm still coming to that. We are going to talk about that.
Okay.
You feed them the way we call responsive feeding method. The responsive feeding method, don't fetch 1 cup and say, oh, they eat 1 cup and throw and go. No. When I fetch, I'll throw small and I see how they eat it. They will rush, come and eat it. Small time, they finish it. Or when about to finish, I'll add them more. They're eating. I'll add them. And they're eating. It will get to a time you yourself will realize that they slow down. You not throw, they are not more eating, they are not picking one. It means they are satisfied. You leave them. This is the best and recommended method. And that's what I always teach my clients. And personally, when I was learning fish, that's what they taught me, and it is working, and that's what I'm using. Some will tell you that, oh, if they are juveniles and they are 1,000, measure 500 grams of feed and give them if they grow up. I don't recommend that because they don't have the same appetite every day. There are days, or there are times they eat more. There are times they eat small. So now, if you are sticking to measurements, if you're not careful, you kill your fish. Because if they don't have appetite at that time, and you give them your usual measurement and they don't eat it, they will die. They might die. So, by the repulsive feeding method, I'll give small. They're eating. I'm increasing. They're eating. Now I see that they are no more eating. I'll stop. And by then, oh, very okay. Have you seen that? So it is very important. So you said we still talk. We are still coming to that, but because you asked, I've explained. I hope you understand that.
Okay, yes, I understand.
Observe feeding response. That is what that's the third point. That's exactly what I told you. Observe feeding response. If I'm feeding them now and they're active eating, I'll be giving them more, and I'm observing. Now that I now see they are slowed down, I stop. Or even if I come and throw the first time, they are not eating, I will add them again.
Okay.
It means either they don't have appetite, or they are sick, or something is wrong, or their water is not good. I won't give them again. I will leave them. But I will not conclude that. I will not conclude that they are sick or they are something. I won't conclude now. I will say maybe the previous one eat more and they have not digested it. I will not talk. I will leave them. But later in the evening, when I come again and I give them again and they don't eat again, I'll begin to worry. Fish, once they stop eating for 2-3 times, they are not eating. Something is wrong. I will now begin to observe to see what is wrong. If it is about the water, I change my water and I'm good. Now, it is very important to observe. And as to avoid overfeeding, I always sing it that if you overfeed your fish, they will die. Overfeeding means you give them more than they are required. For instance, if I give them the food and they're not eating, and it is still lying on the pond, it means that I've overfed them. That is overfeeding. Because the feed, as it is on there and they have not eaten it, it will dissolve in the water. And when it dissolves in the water, there's what we call ammonia. And that ammonia, when it is high, the oxygen level in the pond, what they are using to breathe, that air, oxygen, will go down. And when it goes down, and you don't change the water, they will die. That is why it is always good to avoid overfeeding them, giving them more food than they want to eat. And the best way to do that is to observe feeding response. And that's what we call responsive feeding method. I don't know whether that makes sense. Is there any about overfeeding? Anything that you want to clarify?
Yes, yes.
So now, yes, I'm listening.
Now, it's mean feeding is depend. It's no, for example, 100 fish, you can give 100 grams
Grams of feed, yes,
of feed.
yes, yes.
That one is not existed.
People are doing that too, but
Okay.
my experience and my recommendation, I
Mhm.
don't encourage that. I
Okay.
encourage you fetch your fresh feed, you feed them, and you observe how they are responding. If
Yes.
their response is good, keep giving them.
Yes.
If it is bad, you leave them
And we are going to giving them small.
and be
No
observing.
come and throw
Throw
and return
yeah,
back.
and go.
Okay,
Very wrong.
okay, okay. Very wrong that one.
That way. Very wrong that way.
It's the best way to give them small,
And yes, and observe it
slowly,
and see how.
slowly. Yes.
That's the best way.
Okay, okay.
Imagine even we humans, if you want to eat and you just start, it can even choke you.
Yes.
You also eat according to your speed. Even though we are at different levels. Some of us eat faster nature or something, but the same, you are eating at your own speed. If you eat too quickly, it can choke you. The same apply to them. Give them gradually. That is why some people are even making or having uh, automatic feeders. There are also machines they put in the pond, they put the feed there, it will feeding them. If you observe any automatic feeder, it doesn't throw the feed more into that. It is just dropping and the fish are picking. It's just dropping. They made it that sensitive. When the fish are hungry, it detects. Or you will give it time. At this number of hours or this time, I want you to feed it. And you put the feed inside the machine. When it is time, it won't just boom, open and throw the feed inside. It will be dropping the feed. And the fish themselves will be eating small until it's full. But even that way, you human be there and be observing is also best. Now, so that is it. So let's look at water management. I always say, good water, good fish.
head.
Yes, healthy fish. Now, clean water, healthy fish. That's the slogan. Clean water, healthy fish. And I told you earlier, the clean water is not about the chlorinated water that we are drinking.
Yeah.
No. Remove waste regularly. So, if there are waste accumulating in the pond, be removing them. Don't leave them in the pond, be removing them. And be cleaning the pond. Algae, be cleaning it. Don't leave it dirty like be cleaning it. Even when you are cleaning the water and you are draining the water, when the water level is going down, you will be seeing the dirtiness on the surface and be cleaning it. So ensure you always clean and remove the waste. Avoid excessive feed, like I told you. They are talking about overfeeding again. Don't always give them more. We are saying that avoid it underwater management because if you give them excessive feed, meaning you give them food and they don't eat all, that remaining one can spoil the water. And if you spoil the water, it can kill the fish.
Yes, yes,
That's why we
yes.
always say don't give them too much. Provide aeration if possible. I will tell you that there's pumps. That pumps you put in the air machine to add oxygen. So that's why they say that you can add oxygen to the water and the good water management. You can also have the recycled water system. So that system we call the RAS. I'm doing it. I have a course for I have a course where I teach people how to do it themselves. DIY filtration and aeration system. So the course, the link is in the description. I have it on my channel. I people buy it. It's something $5. Because the course is very good. I took my time and I record everything practicals from buying your items, making everything and to fixing it into your farm. So I make the course. It's a filtration and aeration system. It is $5. I'm selling it. So you can check it out in the discussion, enroll in that course, and you can learn. And the good news is that I've also given 30% discount to you. If you buy the course and you have any problem, you can reach out, just send WhatsApp message. I guide you, and you are complete. And mostly those buy it, they are able to set up their own systems. Oh, it's a long. It's not a small thing. It's not something that we can just sit and do. We don't. It has a lot of components, and we have a course on that. So you can add filtration system. Now, it says you don't have to just leave here like that. So the water management is very important. And that is why the recirculating aquaculture system comes to play. The RAS. So it will be treating the water. And then using that same water. And
how can I know when there is small air inside there?
Yes. So when the oxygen pumps are working,
Yes,
it adds bubbles. And you see the bubbles yourself. As is adding oxygen, you are seeing bubbles. So when you see those bubbles, there are indications that oxygen is enough for them. And also, you will not find a fish suffocating. If you find it suffocating, meaning the oxygen is not enough. I mean, putting their nose looking for oxygen. So as the machine is adding the oxygen, it is giving them, it is giving, if I say bubbles, there are some small that's coming out and so you see that. And that means oxygen is added. So the machine tells you, you will see. So the course I teach all that and I do the practicals for people to see.
Is there any machine can test if oxygen is there or not?
Yes, we have test case that determines all that. There are machines. You can buy them. You check your water parameters. It will give you oxygen is this, temperature is this, salt is this. It will give you the figures. And you see.
Okay.
And apart from that, you will observe it. Or especially if you don't have it, observe. And sometimes the machine too can give you accurate results. And the fish will not be good. That's why I say always observe. So even when the machine is giving you right figures, right ones, and the fish are not showing that they are good, leave the machine and use your observation and work. Because if you depend on the machine, that's machine. You will die. One guy was telling me that, oh, I will test my fish water and the result is good. But fish are dying. I said, forget about the machine. That's machine. It can fail you. What you observe, work on that. Change the water and it's fine. So it's a little good. So the circle aperture system, you can check the so even later if you want the course, you can access it and then you can learn it yourself. But when we go for the practical session, when we go there, you will see the part that we have it and you see how it works. Then you can now have a role in the course and then maybe when you go back and you can learn it at your own side. And if you have anything, contact me then I can guide you.
Okay.
Yes. So now let's move to common mistakes to avoid. These are mistakes people are making, such as beginners, even some experienced farmers are making. So we want to go through some of these mistakes so that you have that at the back of your mind. So that when you start, you will not make those mistakes. First is overstocking. You remember stocking? That is putting the fish in the pot.
Yes.
Over means more. So overstocking, it means that you put more fish in the pond than the fish pond can keep. I'll explain that to you. The house of the fish. Every fish house, depending on the size, will tell how many fish to put. Yes. And we calculate that. For instance, if someone contact me, oh, I have a fish pond, I want to stock fish. The first thing I ask them, what is the dimensions of your pond? What is your size of the pond? When the person mentioned the size, I calculate
how many
meters or feet or whatever. When the person mentioned, I will calculate and I'll tell you that you can stock this number of fish. I've made video on how to calculate stocking density. Check it out in this channel. Just tap this YouTube channel, you see it. Now, if you put more fish than the capacity. And usually what we do, we determine is that we look at the volume of the water to know how many fish to put. For example, we usually put 10 liters of water to one fish. That's how we do the calculation.
Okay,
so now if I know the size of the pot, I first of all calculate to know the volume of water in the pot. After knowing the volume of the water in the pond, I now determine how many fish to put inside.
okay.
So that's the trick.
Okay.
So now, if you put more fish in the pond, look, if they are so small, fingerless, you will find out that they have space. They are okay. But in 1 month, 2 months, when they grow, there will not be space again. They will be overcrowded.
Okay, okay, okay.
And when they overcrowd, you know what? They are now competing for oxygen. Oxygen is not more okay for them. They are now competing for space. They don't have space to rest. For instance, if this bed is made of one, maximum two. If 4 people are lying on this bed, you will not be comfortable.
Yes.
The same thing applies to them. If their house can keep 500 fish, for that to be okay, I put 1,000 fish inside, they will not be free. There will not be space. And because there will not be space, and because they will be competing for oxygen, and because they will be competing for food, they will not be growing well. They will grow very slowly. They will tell you that in 6 months' time, your fish will reach 1 kg for you to harvest. 6 months, even a year, they have not reached because you overstock them.
But much water and a small fish, there is no problem.
There's no problem.
Okay.
And that's why they will grow faster. I even know some people, even possible, every time we visit his farm too, I'm here to talk to him. Look, if the capacity of the fish farm, their house is 1,000, he will stop 500. And within a short time, they will grow. He sells and he stock again. He said that's his secret. So if you stock them less and you now give them more feed and good water, within 3 months, 4 months, they'll grow. So now, even if you overstock them, apart from them not growing fast, if there's outbreak of diseases, it can easily kill all of them. When COVID came, you remember COVID-19? Coronavirus, COVID-19. They say, separate each other. Don't be overcrowded.
Yes.
Why? Because they don't want the disease to spread. Same thing. If you overcrowd them too, and the disease, it spread around them and can kill them. Apart from that, I'm giving you the negative aspect of overstocking. Apart from overstocking them too, apart from the overcrowding and the feed, what it shows me is that they are producing more waste and they are eating more food and they're not growing. So we call it feed conversion ratio. It's very low. So now, because of that, your water will be getting dirty faster. Especially if you don't have RAS protection system. It will now be getting dirty faster. And you need to always change it because they are now taking more toilets and eating more. So the water will get dirty faster. So you have problems. So because of all this, make sure that you stock the food, you stock the fish in the house, the right quantity. And you'll be good to go. Okay. Is there anything you want us to clarify? So that is overstocking. Overfeeding. I have talked about this several times. Giving the fish the food more than they eat, it can spoil the water. I told you about that. I've said about it, so I'll talk much about it again. So avoid overfeeding. And the mistake of these two is that, let's say, overstocking. The misconception, if I say misconception, people think this way, but it's not the truth. For example, some people think that if I stock more fish in my pond, I will harvest more fish and I will make more money. And that's what pushes people to stock more. Unfortunately, if you stock them over, you will not get the result that you are looking for. So that's misconception because they will grow well. But if you stock them less and they grow fast and you sell and stock again, it's good.
Okay. Okay, but I want to ask, but I can stock much when they are small. When they are starting growing,
Yes,
I can,
separate them.
yes.
And many people do that. They stock them more and they'll plan for another pond. When they grow, then he now take some and put in the other one.
Okay.
And when they grow in different size, you now pick them according to the size and put them there. That's fantastic, and that's the best way. But if you want to leave all of them there to grow to harvest, it's going to take you a longer time than you expect. And they're going to eat more food and they won't get to where you want them faster.
Okay.
So overfeeding too, people also believe that the more you give them food, the more they grow. That one too is true, but it has a limitation. Actually, if you don't give them enough food, they won't grow fast. But if you overfeed them, if you give them more food again, it will kill them. So yours is to get balance
But
between.
I want to ask, the problem is feeding is the hygiene
Yes.
inside the water.
Yes.
Is that the problem? Or when the fish eat much also can make the
So
problem?
when the fish eat more than they can eat, especially catfish, they vomit it again.
Okay.
And when they vomit it in the water again, it
Mhm.
will still increase the ammonia. And when the ammonia is high, it can kill the fish. You see, that is why I strongly recommend giving them and observing responsive feeding method. When you now notice that they are fine, then leave them.
Sorry, what do you mean by ammonia?
Ammonia, when you look at water,
Mhm.
there are chemicals in that water. Most of the time, those chemicals are invisible. You can't see them. Have you seen? So
Yes.
now that ammonia is also another parameter or element in water. And the fish feces, their toilet, and the food that they eat, especially the food, that bring the ammonia. It is not something that you can see. But when it is high in the water, it burns the fish gills and they can't breathe. And that's why it kills them. You can't see it, but you can know the symptoms. You will now find the fish to be struggling,
Looking
looking
oxygen.
for oxygen. Or sometimes physically, the water color can change to the color of the feet. Because naturally, the color of the water will be green, resembling the toilet of the fish. But now, if it is high ammonia, the water color will now turn from green to brown or red, and the farm will not be smelling. These are the signs. So if you not see those signs, the color change to green or the color change to brown or red and smelling, and the fish are now not active. These are indications that your fish water has high ammonia, and if you don't do something about it, you are likely to lose your fish.
Okay.
You see,
Yes.
so avoid overfeeding. These are mistakes. Poor water management. We have talked about this also very well. So I won't waste my time about that. So always make sure that your water management is good. And to ensure that it's good to have the circulating aquaculture system. So I will encourage that because the platform it is on Gumroad. So someone needs to pay and then have access to the link direct. Otherwise, if it's something that I can just pull it for pen drive for you, but I can't do it that way.
Okay.
So I encourage that you get the link later and learn how to do the flotation and aeration system. It is very good for water management. So apart from this, you can also do regular water changes, especially if you don't have the rust. Make sure that if you notice the water is not more good, whether the color is changed, it is smelling, the fish are not active, that change the water and do the water change partially, and you are good to always go. So make sure that you ensure your good water management. And then the common mistake people also do is that they don't keep records. They are not writing down what is happening in their farm. In our farm, we have a record book. A day, when we feed the fish in the morning, we record the quantity of fish feed that they take. And we have a cap. Like I told you earlier, even though we have a cap and we are measuring the cap, but we don't depend on the cap. Let's say, oh, they are eating 10 cups, so just stick 10 cups. We use the cup as a measurement, and we know a full cup of that, let's say, is 500 grams. So we use the cup. Now we feed them. They eat 1 cup this morning, 2 cups, 3 cups, let's say 5 cups that they're eating. So we write it down. Today date, in the morning, they eat 2 cups, write it down. In the evening, they take 3 cups, we write it down. Tomorrow, that have a record. About what the feeding, if we come and fish die, and we find it on the surface, we pick it out. We record that how many fish are dead, what killed it, and if you observe, if it is cannibalism, I mean, if it is eaten by the others, you will see part of it not there, meaning others have eaten. So we say cannibalism. If it is disease that is in the skin, you'll find the skin disease. So, oh, it is killed by this disease. I record that. The time of the death, when you found it, number of fish died. Record that. If our feed finish and we buy, how many bags we buy, we record it, and we record amount of money that we buy. How much we have invested in it, we record everything down. So at the end of the day, you can calculate to know your profit and loss. At the end of the day, that records, it will help you when you are going to start another one. It will help you to know what to do and what not to do. It will tell you, oh, I have stocked 100 fish, 1,000 fish. At the end of the day, they eat 30 bags. And it will tell you that, oh, 1,000 fish eat 30 bags. Without records, you can't tell. So the record keeping will help you to plan your next. Also, if you're looking for funds, there are certain funds they want to see your records. I'm sure you want to take bank loan, or some people want to give you loan or grant. They want to see your records. If you don't have that records, what will you do? So record keeping is very important, but some people or most people don't keep records. So it is good to keep it. So it is a mistake you should avoid. Another mistake is starting too big. I shared a story with you earlier. One man, Lakra, who started 20 pounds with 18 by 18 big, and he failed. I don't know whether he has sold the pounds or he's still there, but he's still more producing the fish. So it is a mistake. Start small, learn, and expand. And that's always the best way. Now, another important thing, how do we ensure we make profits or we succeed in the business? So I will also share some with you. Then we'll see how we can ensure that we are successful in the journey. Control your costs. Make sure that you don't spend money unnecessarily. Things that you don't need, don't waste money and buy them. Control your costs. Or things that are not important to you for now, leave it. For example, I mentioned earlier automatic feeders. If you are starting up, you don't need it. Leave that because it's high cost. Do your manual feeding and even learn from that. That will help you. To buy automatic feeder at the early stage, from my personal view, you're going to waste money. So control your costs. Try to minimize how much money you spend. And like I told you, the commercial feed is costly, and feeding takes 60 to 70%. So if you can't produce another supplementary feed. I gave you examples earlier. Azola, dagway, or black soldier fly to produce maggots or making your own feed. If you can do that to reduce the cost. Because at the end of the day, if the cost of production is low, the profit will be high. Have you seen? If the cost that you spend, if the money you spend to raise the fish, if it is small and you sell, the profit will be high. But if the cost is high, the profit will be low. So try to cut down the cost, how much you spend, and your profit is going to be high. Monitor your farm. Like I told you, this is livestock. They are living things. They breathe, they move, they have feelings, just like we humans. So at any point in time, always checking the farm to ensure everything is okay, to ensure the fish are fine. In the morning when you come, check their health. If you need to do clean up, do everything, observe them before feeding them or after feeding them, check everything before going to wherever you want to go. In the evening at most, if you can't come back, but in the evening or in the night, make sure you come back, observe them, see how they're behaving, feed them and see how they respond before going to bed. In the morning, you repeat again. In the evening, repeat again, and you repeat that way. But you have your farm, full day, you have not gone there, and you don't have anybody to check there for you. It's not that you have a worker and he is reporting. Nobody is there. 2-3 days, you are not even going to see the fish or to see the farm. If you go there and there's no fish again, don't blame anyone, blame yourself. So monitor your farm.
Okay.
Very important.
But when they didn't eat 2 days, they cannot die.
Fish, I always say to people, fish can survive in the pond for 1 month, even more, without food, and they won't die. But the thing is that if the water is not good, within an hour they can die. You see the thing? I'm telling you based on experience. Remember I told you the lady just changed her water. Within an hour the fish started dying. Water no good. But there was a time we moved our juveniles to a different pond, leaving the other pond empty. We drain the water, leaving just small. We thought we move all of them. Over a month time, we were clearing that pond, and we found some few juveniles still inside there, and they were surviving. And we were not giving them food because we thought there wasn't fish there again. We weren't giving them food, but they survived. How come? Because the water was good for them. I feel they didn't get food, they won't. The only thing is that they won't increase in size. They won't grow because they are not eating.
Yes.
And if it's catfish and you're not lucky, they may cannibalize. They may eat each other.
Yes.
Because for them, when they are hungry,
They cannot.
they try to use each other for food. If one is weak, they will use that one as food. Or if one is bleeding, because they love blood. So if blood is coming out from one of them, if one is dead wound, and that one is not active, the other ones will eat it. They'll be eating the place the blood comes from. By the time they realize, they will kill it and eat it all. So that is the only problem. Cannibalism, and they won't grow, but they'll survive. But the moment the water is not good, they will die. So you need to take that. I'm calling for prayers. Keep simple records. As I mentioned earlier, keep records. I have mentioned how it will help you. Plan your market. Another very important, and what most beginners fail. They start their farm, they raise the fish to even harvest without doing any homework about their marketing. This is very wrong. It's very wrong. The moment you start your fish farm, sometimes you may have to do your market research before even starting the fish farm to know whether if I raise the fish, I can get buyers. And if I get the buyers, or if I can get buyers, where will I get them? And if I get them, how much are they going to buy? Do all that research. And the moment you start the farm, start looking for your market, your buyers. Start looking for your buyers. By the time you harvest, you already have your buyers. Don't wait till you have your my fish are matured. I want buyers. Now you are now struggling. That's what most of us. And personally, I'm a victim of that. When I started our fish farm, I was taking care of my boss farm. I thought he had plan for markets. I was just a caretaker or a manager. I was managing the farm, with everything. Until the fish was ready. And I asked him, how are you going to say? He said, we need to look for people to buy. So what? And we now have to start looking for buyers at that time. And it took us several months to be able to sell the fish. And we were even selling them bit by bit. And because of that, we couldn't make profit. And that is one of the reasons why my boss stopped his production. But I didn't stop. Yes.
There is months to take it. I mean, there is months to sell them, or the time you want to sell, you can sell.
It depends. And like any other business, the market is off and on. As I speak, if you have read my message on my platform this morning, I sent a message that if you have mature fish to sell, contact this number, and I've added the number. The person is smoking in Tamal here. I haven't requested him that we want to visit their center. And he said he has to consult the owner. If they agree, we'll visit their center. That's smoking center to see. They smoke, they buy in large quantity. I've been getting them markets. For the past month or so, they have been looking for fish in Tamal and they are not getting. Sometimes they move outside Tamal. Sometimes they'll get not enough. Like this morning, he just called me. Someone promised them fish, but when they went there, the fish they have bought them, but it's not enough for them. They still need more. Whether my people somehow, and that's why I kept the message there, and no response yet. And there are times too, the farmers will be also chasing us, chasing the buyers. I have fish, and I don't mind them. That's why I said, like any other business, the market is fluctuating. But if you plan your market very well, for instance, if I raise my fish, I have several options I can contact. And sometimes I even help others to get market through those channels. And my platform or our platform is one of them. We are planning the market. But there are some. It's not on any fish farm platform. It doesn't have any connection. No, and it's just racing the fish. You have problems. And if you're watching me and you want to join the group, whatever, whether you are outside Ghana or within Ghana or whatever, what part of the country, we'll add it to your platform. The platform, Fafa is a WhatsApp group. We learn, we network, we share ideas, we socialize. And one of the network leads to today's session. So if I enjoyed it, give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. Because all of these channels to share fish until based on experience. Like and share. And now, plan your market. Start small and grow. I always say it. Don't want to start big. So as you are learning, we'll go to Cameroon or Gabon or wherever you want to start the farm. Or Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, right? You say you are planning to have it. Please start small. And the small is generic. You can start with 2, 3, 4 ponds. 4 ponds. Have your first production. See how it goes. And you expand. That way, your cost of production is going to be low. And you will learn. Your first production, after you learn, your second production, because you have learned, there are mistakes that you might have made in the previous one, especially if you keep the cost. So now that you have learned, you make those mistakes again, and your costs will come down, and your profit will be high. And now you cannot expand to so many ponds, so many smoking centers, employ people, and now you're expanding. Now, ask any question or share any challenge. So, even if you're online following us, you can put your question in the comment section. We'll answer that. So, Mr. Mustafa.
And I want to ask,
Okay.
how many months fish can grow up?
Yeah. So you continue. Um, Now we are going to have interaction session. Okay. So let's proceed. We are discussing now.
Okay.
Is that how many months
How many months fish can grow up? Can be
to have
big?
it? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. For how many months fish can grow big? We can't give a direct answer, but we'll give you scenarios and possible period.
Okay.
The fastest growth of your fish
Mm-hmm.
depends on several factors. If we are going to talk about how many fish you stock, that's why I say so avoid overstocking. How many fish you stock, how feed you give them, your water management, and then the health of your fish or the strongest of your juveniles.
Okay.
All these counts. All these counts. How you manage your farm. But apart from that, generally,
Mm-hmm.
all things being equal, catfish takes 6 months. And we are talking about raising them to 1 kilogram to 1 kg. Most markets is 1 kg that we target. You could sell them lesser than that size or above that size, depending on your market too. You need to
Okay.
know the size that your consumers want.
Okay.
But Ghana here, most of those who consume catfish, most of them need 1 kg at least.
Okay.
Those smoking sometimes they also want less than that. So you need to know the market demand of your location. But here we are talking about 1 kg, which is 6 months averaging. So I'm saying 6 months because someone can use less than 6 months to raise that to 1 kg. Someone will even use over 6 months, sometimes even a year, and they will not get to 1 kg. Depends on
Look,
the
one
factors.
fish, 1 kg.
One fish, 1 kg, yes, to raise them to 1 kilogram of size.
Okay.
Big
Okay.
one.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what I say. It depends on the factors,
Or it depend the
on
way
how
you
you
are
take care of
feeding them, take care of them.
them.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So now, if all things being equal and everything is okay, let's say 6 months. But tilapia takes 9 months. Yes, if all things be equal, 9 months. It could also be less or more to raise them to 1 kg. The hard truth is that tilapia grow very slowly. They don't grow fast. So if you contact me for tilapia farming or catfish farming, or if you ask my advice, this is what I always tell clients. Catfish grow faster than tilapia. Catfish are stronger than tilapia. Catfish are disease resistant than tilapia. Catfish are easy to grow than tilapia. But it all depends on your preference and your preparation.
Okay.
For instance, I can raise catfish the traditional way, changing my water, no oxygen, and good, they are good. But tilapia, if you don't give them oxygen within 3 days or even less, they will die. So to raise tilapia, you must have the tilapia the oxygen machine, and that's why it is good for you to enroll in the course, the DIY filtration course, because I teach you how to make the filtration and irrigation system. So if you're going to raise tilapia, if you want to go with the catfish, oh, I have more water can be changed, fine. But for tilapia, even if you have more water can be changed, you need to be given them oxygen. So that is it. So catfish average 6 months, tilapia average 9 months.
Okay.
Because they grow slowly.
And then, for example, when they grow up, they cannot give birth.
Yes. Thank you so much for that question. Yes and no. Yes, I will start with tilapia. Tilapia, they give birth. You know, fish in general, they lay eggs, and the eggs hatch to small fry, and they grow as fish. Now, tilapia, in their natural way, if you put them in the pond, they lay eggs, the eggs hatch, and they multiply in the pond. But that one, if you have one pond, if you don't have many ponds, it becomes problem for you because you have big fish and small fish are also coming, and that small fish are coming, the pond will be overcrowded. You need to take some out, Quran. So because of that, like I said, yes or no, because of scientific advancement and modernization, they now introduce hormones to them. When when they hatch at the first stage, within the first hours, or within the first few hours, or within the first few days, they introduce or will introduce that hormone to them. It is a medicine or chemicals you put in their water, and naturally it will sterilize all the female fish. If it sterilizes them, they will female all right, but they can't conceive again. They can't put lay eggs again. They will not develop eggs again. And for that matter, if you put them in your pond, you raise them till you sell them the time you want, they will never multiply. But the disadvantage of that is that if you do that, it means you have to rely on hatching to get your fingerlings, or you have to rely on other people, or get those that you have to hatch to get that. So those who have several big fish farms, they will have a pond with the fish that they want them to be multiplied. They will be using them to grow. But those that they want to be selling and be growing, they will be sterilizing them. Like I said, they will introduce the hormone to them. And when they introduce the hormones to them, then what they will do is that they just put them when they hatch, they take the fingers and put them in that pond to grow. And after that, they never sell it out.
Okay.
So now that's tilapia. But catfish will conceive. They will develop eggs. But later, they will lay the eggs in the water. But because they eat each other, they will eat the eggs. So they eat the eggs. That is why if you have a catfish farm, you will see that females will have eggs. And their stomachs are big. Sometimes no eggs again. They will not have the eggs in their stomachs again. And you will not see small fish in the water. And you will not see the eggs in the water again. What happened? They lay the eggs and they eat again.
And the other one.
The other ones eat it. You know, in the natural water body, if you observe, when we were kids, anyway, I'm still a kid, but at least I'm past that stage. When we were kids, and then we used to go to the river and we fish, and then we put hook and sink. We put in the water, it get. You know, if you were in the edges, I mean the corner of the water, it is picking small fish, not big fish, small fish that it takes. The reason is that the fish comes out when they want to lay eggs, they'll come in the edges of the water. Catfish and most of the fish, almost all the fish, they will lay the eggs there. And then the female one, after laying the eggs, it will be guiding it. It will be guiding it. It will be guiding it. And then the male one will fertilize it. It will be guiding it till it hatch. And when it hatch, it will still leave it there at the edges and be feeding it and be guiding it till they can now bake and cannot defend themselves before they can go into the water. Okay. Otherwise, when they go inside it, the other animals in the water eating them will use them as food. Other fish, crocodiles, and others, they will eat them. That is natural habitat for them. And remember now we are saying that as you now pick them from the natural, and you now put them in a confined environment as fish farming in their house. You are now their father. You are now their mother. You are not taking care of them. Now, if they lay the eggs there, there's no place to hide it because the fish are going around everywhere.
Yes, yes.
You eat it. And also, because of that catfish, they don't multiply in the pond. So what happens is that there are other people too. That's their work as well. They also hatch. And because they hatch, what they do is that they also get the female ones with the eggs. They get the mature male. They take out the eggs. They take out the mature sperm.
Mm-hmm.
They fertilize it and it hatch. And then we go to them and also buy and raise.
Okay.
Otherwise, your question is answered.
Yes, yes, yes,
And it's
yes.
clear.
And how many months, for example, the fish can get pregnant?
It depends. But cat both of them by 4 5 months, some of them start to get pregnant.
4, 5.
It depends on how early they get mature.
Okay.
But if they grow faster within 4 5 months and they are mature, they begin to have eggs because they begin to meet. The female may begin to, and when they begin to meet, they develop eggs.
Okay.
But the thing is that if you don't get mature male and mature female, you can't hatch them. They'll have eggs, all right. They have sperm, all right. But if you take it and you take the eggs and you take the sperm and mix it, and they are not mature, it won't hatch. So those hatching, they need fish which are at least 1 year. Especially the male one. They need at least 1 month or 1 year. So they are mature. They can give you mature eggs, they give you mature sperms, and you can now hatch. So the hatching alone is its own industry. And it has its own knowledge, expertise. We are not hatching, we are still learning it. And I know some people, they don't sell grow fish. All they do is that they hatch and they sell and they make a lot of money. And we too, we don't hatch. We buy from them and we sell.
Okay.
And that brings us to the profit that I was telling you. If you want to make more profit or more money in your fish farm and you want to make full-time income, you need to diversify your income stream. If I say diversify your income stream, you need to do so many things in the farm to get new money. If you can be hatching, fine. I still have that in mind, but I have not. You are raising them to grow. You are smoking, and thank God you are learning all this. So if you are hatching, if you are smoking, if you are selling fish, and even more importantly, you can even have stores where you can buy from others and sell, do retailing, and you'll do all that. Smoking will give you money, fresh fish give you money, hatching give you money, and all this money is coming every corner. You can now be sustainable in the industry, and you are now making full-time income, and you can even employ people to work in your industry.
Okay.
What I'm facing for myself for now is that growing fish and providing consultancy. And my major now is provide consultancy. I'm still looking for funds to establish my farm to be growing alongside. And that is what is sustaining me and my other team. We also have team members. Thank you so much. If you watched us so far, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, like, share. I'm currently with Mr. Mustafa, who traveled all the way from Cameroon. He has been to several countries, but he's in Ghana here learning fish farming. And for our components, we have welcomed him, and we are going to have series of these trainings. Today, we just have the training as a theoretical aspect. We are going to have practical aspect where we visit farms and we learn. So please stay with us, learn with us, go and fish with us, and we shall all be successful. So if you have any other question or thing that you want to share, Mr. Mustafa, let's go.
Okay.
And we have spent over 2 hours now.
Yes, more than 2 hours.
Yeah, because we started 10 something. Now it's 12 something.
Now almost 1.
Almost 1.
Almost
So
1.
over 2 hours.
We enjoy.
Yes, yes, I will enjoy it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Too.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
So are you, since we are together, the question will be answered, then we'll be going.
Yeah.
Yes. So
My
okay.
my last question is that, for example, how can I identify this is female
And this is male.
and this is
Every
male?
beginner asks this question. It's very simple. Um, the thing is that if they are mature, if they are so small, even we ourselves we can identify them. But when they grow and they are mature, once you pick a female and a male, you look at their organ. Sorry to use because the English is not sorry, let me use. They also have female organ and male organ. Have you seen? So the female, the male organ, there is big one. It has a protruded big one like this, and it is very visible, very big. You can see it, very visible. The male one, it has there are two, but not big, small ones, and they are just small. So once you pick it, you tell it this way. You look at their organs,
Okay.
and you can tell. Apart from that, their head. Sometimes the male one has big head. It's like a catfish.
Okay.
Big head.
The
And
male one has a
big head.
Okay.
Sometimes. And big body. And then small one. But when they even have eggs, you find the female one to have the eggs big stomach. So inside will not be that big, but stomach will be big. And you can see the eggs. So all these are ways you can identify.
When I identify the female and it has egg, can I take it and one male put it inside the bucket?
Yes.
For some few days, maybe they are going to give birth. And when I see the small baby, I remove the big one. I return.
No, no, because it all boils down to the environment. That environment is not conducive for them. You know, when they need eggs, especially the catfish, the way they are, they need the eggs to lie down and get fertilized. So now that they are with the fish and the inside and they are swimming around, they'll be pushing the eggs all over.
Okay.
Or even themselves will eat it. Yes, they eat it. So those hatcher, what they do is that the male, they'll take the male and take the female with the eggs to make the eggs come out easier. They will inject them, the some kind of injection. After injecting them and leave them for about 12 hours, the egg is ready to come out. When you hold it and you press the stomach, the egg is coming out. Can just come out plenty.
Yeah, like I say.
Yes. So now you will not press the stomach and remove all the eggs into a container. After egg, remove them into a container. You now cut open the male organ and remove their their sperm. They have sperm sac. You remove the sperm.
Okay.
Have you seen?
For the male
Yes,
one.
and remove the sperm and cut open the sperm. Before you cut open, when you remove it, you prepare salt solution or there's some medicine. You wash it and you cut open it and put the sperm in the eggs. After putting the eggs, you either use salt solution or you have another chemical. You pour inside and you stir till it mix very well. And now you are now prepared the place you want to put it, and you have water and good oxygen and everything. Now you now pour the eggs across that thing. No fish will be there, only the eggs. After putting them in, now the parents want that you remove. Now you now put them somewhere because they are weak. Put them for them to recover. Then put them back to the other fish. Now put them, isolate them somewhere. So now you mix them and you leave it there. By 24 hours, majority of the eggs will spoil, and those that will hatch will hatch. You will now find because you are going to get millions of eggs from one egg. Thousands of, you can't even count them from one fish. So after it hatch, you don't see the small fries. Now, you now remove the dead eggs, leave the fish. At that time, they eat only powder. It's also their food is, they will not give to them and they eat. And they will go small, so you're making them. So they are now grown to a state that you can now put them to big pond and raise them. Now you do that. Okay. Thank you so much. So in our closing remarks, fish farming is profitable with proper management. If you can manage it properly, you will enjoy it. So the important thing is learn, apply, and improve. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Yes. So you remember in our theory presentation,
Yes.
I made mention of concrete port where they use cement base to construct it. So this is concrete port.
Concrete port.
Concrete port, called a concrete port. It's very strong and durable. So it depends on how big you want or how many fish that you want to put. You can have that are very big. And now this is tarpaulin pond. That was the first thing we talk about. Tarpaulin pond. Yes, for now he's not having fish there because he has water problems here during dry season. So this is tarpaulin pond. See what I was telling you. This is tarpaulin. They use this metal to hold it. So I'll show it to you one after the other. Now, this inside a concrete pond, we have fish there. So now, this farm, they are using more or less the traditional methods. If I say traditional method, they don't have any filtration system. So you see how the water is thick. Even though the filtration system too, it will be green like this, but it will not be thick. You see the dirtiness coming. So if you are having the rust filtration system, it wouldn't be true. So that means he's changing the water all the time. Yes. So this is it. The pipe that we have here, that is overcharged pipe. If the water is more, some will go out there. You open it and then some will go out. If you want to, you guys want to drain all the water is filled up. Then you want to reduce it. You open here. Now, I made mention of inlet and outlet. Now, this is outlet. You see the outlet. If you want the water to go out, open here. You don't want to break it. The way you open, the water will
want to change
change the water. So if you want to change water, the way you open, the water here will leave. You see, in the pond.
I want to add water, where I'm going to
So
open.
you see what is happening here. You see this one. That's the inlet. Some you can just even put water hose in the tap and come and put it here and open it to go. You see, there are some green things on the pond.
Yes.
This is dark wheat.
Dark
wheat. You remember when we were doing the presentation, I told you that there are other natural ways that you can grow, you can have feed to feed your fish. There are other ways you can make feed yourself.
Yes.
And I told you there are some plants, they grow in water and animals, the fish eat it. Not only fish. And I mentioned azola, dark wheat. So this is the azola.
This is the
Azola, yes.
I want to ask,
Okay.
this azola have a seed?
Yes, it has seed. But what happens is that this one, when we are growing, we don't usually depend on the seed. Like if you just fetch it like this, you just fetch it in your hand and put it in another pond. And that pond has fertilizer. It will grow again. So you can just fetch the fresh water in a different thing, put it inside, and it will expand. It grows.
When you get a small azola,
small azola, like
I'm going to grow.
Like I just first few. So this one, if I put it in another water that the water has fertilizer, it will grow. So you can use it and give the fish and they eat it. And that's what I was telling you, that even though it cannot be the main source, but you can also use it to help them and reduce the cost of feeding. So we call it azola. Now,
Now I have a question here.
Okay.
about the water.
Okay.
This water I see is
It's dirty.
very dirty.
Dirty. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and I cannot even see
The fish.
the fish.
Yes.
And
Okay.
how can I know that
The
is
fish are
there
good.
any problem or not?
No, no. So thank you for the question. Let me clarify it for you. What happened is that you see that it
Mm-hmm.
is grey. Every fish farm, even the farm that with flotation system, the water will be grey. So even if you put the water and the water is clean and you can see inside, few days time you can't see inside again.
Okay,
But to
okay.
tell whether the fish are good or not,
Mm-hmm.
you observe when you are giving them food.
Okay, okay,
When you
okay.
give them food,
Mm-hmm.
and even though the water is dirty and they are okay, you see them to be eaten.
Okay, okay.
So now, when you give them food and they are not eating, and the next time you give them again, they are not eating, remember I told you, that means that something is wrong with them.
Okay.
Or if you come, you see that they are not outside, they are
Mm-hmm.
inside the water. That's why the water is grey.
They cannot move in like that.
That's why the water is grey. You see that they are not on surface of the water. They are not there. They are inside. You only see the water doing some way. I mean, telling
Okay,
that they are there.
okay, okay,
But if
okay.
they are not good in the water, you will see them put their nose and their mouth out like this, looking for air.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I told you that. So now, when you see that, it means that something is wrong. But
Okay.
despite the water is green, they are inside the water, meaning it's good. But
And if
yes,
they can make like this, there is no problem
yes.
because I see some fish here coming out and
Ah,
down,
yes. So
up
for,
and
for
down.
for that one, it's normal. They come out and go.
Okay,
But
okay,
once
okay.
you see them, they are just hanging, not active, not eating,
Okay,
looking
okay.
for or running for oxygen and what. That means that something is wrong.
Yes, when I remember you told me that when I see that small things,
Yes.
I have to change the water.
Water.
When is much.
Yes.
Okay, okay,
So this
okay.
one, so ideally, this water should be changed because it's no more good. Even though it still has oxygen, also okay for them, but it is dirty. So if you are using filtration system, this dirtiness will not be in the water. So now you have seen the difference between the concrete pond and then the tapoli pond.
Yes, yes,
We'll
yes.
still look
I
at
see it.
tapoli ponds over here.
And
But look at what is on top here. We
I'm
call
not
this.
finished,
We are not
please.
finished here.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. So what's your
I
question?
have one question again
Okay.
about how can I add air, oxygen?
Okay.
How can I add oxygen?
Okay. When we go to this place, that's what he's doing.
Okay,
We do
okay,
that in several ways. The
okay,
pond that I use, or the system that we use submersible water pump. We will still visit a farm that it is there, and you'll see that. But here he use air blower. You hear the machine sound.
okay,
We'll
okay,
get there, and I'll show it to you.
okay,
And he's adding the oxygen there. Yes.
okay.
So now, you have seen concrete pond. You have
Mm-hmm.
seen
Yes,
tapoli.
yes,
This is plastic. You remember I told you that white plastic, we call this
yes.
IBC
This
tank.
white plastic.
Yes, we also use it to grow fish, but this one is very small and it can keep only 100 fish. It's not good to keep more than 100 fish.
Okay, okay,
Yes, it can keep
okay.
100 fish. So another one is here. So now this is another tapoli pond and he's adding oxygen.
This tapoli pond.
This tapoli pond.
Okay.
Now you see the bubbles. You see
Yes,
what's come there.
yes.
He's adding oxygen. Let me show that to you. Let me show that to you. So he connected it. There's a machine.
Okay,
So we
okay.
call this S2. There's a machine
Um,
he connected to it. We still show you that machine that's
yes,
blowing the
this
air.
machine there.
So now he connect the tube and bring it here. And you see that it is forming bubbles. So he's
Yes.
adding, so that's oxygen that's added. And like I told you, there are several ways. I prefer the submersible pump one because that one, you see here, he has several in the pump. I prefer the submersible one because Those ones are very durable.
Mm-hmm.
They are very durable and strong. So now you see how he has done it. You see, so these
Mm-hmm.
ones are splitting it.
Okay,
Splitting the ball.
okay,
You
okay,
see,
okay.
hold it and you see how it is shaking. Uh-huh, uh-huh,
Yes, yes, yes,
uh-huh.
yes.
So that's
It's
another oxygen
shaking.
system. So they blew the air and they connect these two. Uh-huh. Then
Mm,
finally they have that what I call the air stone, that small stone, and then it is jiggle. You see how it is jiggling. So it's adding oxygen.
and
It's
I
adding
want to
oxygen.
ask if you are adding oxygen like this, it mean you cannot change water
You
or you can
change.
change water.
What is happening is that uh, when you are adding oxygen
Mm-hmm.
alone, when you're adding oxygen alone, you have to be changing the water because uh, the waste, like the feces, their toilet,
Mm-hmm.
is still in the pond. You are not taking that one out.
Yes.
Have you seen? So once you're not taking that one out, and you are only adding oxygen, it will only help them for the water to go longer than if you are not adding oxygen. And it will also make the fish healthy. And if it's tilapia, you cannot raise tilapia without the air, adding the air. But you have to change the water. But if you
Okay.
have flotation in addition to the aeration, addition to adding the oxygen, then if the flotation and aeration is not working, you will not be changing the water. So you have to get that clear. If you have only flotation, you will change the water. If you have only aeration, you change the water. Unless you have two together, you will not change. And that's what we call the agriculture system. So the course that I told you, that is what the course is about. You can learn that course, the link in the description, and you learn how to do it yourself and fix
Mm-hmm.
it there and to be working. So now, remember I told you this farm, they do a lot of things. They also have a poultry here.
Okay.
Yes, you see, um, you see,
Yes, yeah, it's
uh-huh.
called
You
to.
see. So he raised them too, in addition to the fish. He has a lot of stuff. He has a lot of stuff. So you can incorporate that. Uh-huh. So let's see more ponds. Yes. Um, this is our second farm we have harvested. We have visited for the day.
Okay.
The one we visited first, it was the traditional way. They don't use the raft system. I remember I told you that you see
Mm-hmm.
how their water was thick.
Yes.
You see this one is not thick like that
Yes, it's not.
because the feces is taken out. But um, the water too will not be colorless. It will not be green. It will be green like I told you.
Mm,
You see, but it is not dirty like the other one.
yes, it's not
I'm
dirty
saying,
like the
and
other
it is
one.
not smelling
Yes,
too. When we visit that
yes,
farm, we share the smell different
yes, yes, yes.
because they are not using this system. So this
Mm,
system is helping. So we are not changing the water regularly here. Sometimes we don't even just change it. So this is the aeration, and this is filtration system.
this
So
one is
filtration system.
filtration system.
So now
Okay.
the water and the waste pass through here. Then when it
Mm,
comes here, there are filters here.
okay,
Then
okay,
the filter
okay,
take away the insoluble particles.
okay. The disease.
Yes, the feces.
Okay.
Then as it takes away the feces, yeah, and you clean it. Yes, that's fine. Then it will go back here. So um now this how it is run. So this is the filtration system.
Okay.
So the course teach you how to do this yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
now this is electrical system. When we visit the other farm,
Yes.
they have pipes and they put bubbles.
Uh-huh.
But now this one we have something. You see what we have here? We call it this
Um,
submersible pump. You see,
okay, okay,
it's
okay,
different.
okay,
And now I
okay.
told you I love this one because
Me,
this
I
one
thought this one is air.
is pump and this
Um,
is sucking the air. You see, if I
okay.
put it here, you see that the air has stopped. The bubbles. Have you seen?
Okay, okay, okay.
Now it's working. You see, so
Yes,
that's how the oxygen is adding, and it is
yes,
moving the water. You see that place, the water was just not moving. This place, it is moving.
Yes, the water is moving.
This pump that is moving it, and the fish love it, and they're going fast. So now this is the aquatic system.
Okay.
So if you enroll in the course, it will teach you how to do it yourself. So when we are setting up farms, myself, I add this to the farmers because it helps it water. But if you don't have it, you have to change the water. So it's fine. So I hope their growth is fine. Oh yeah. Can we get a little feed so I will see? I'll see how they perform. So I started this farm about uh, 2 months. This farm, yes, I started for them about 2 months now. Not full 2 months, but also 2 months. And the water have not changed. So the last time they did it, partial change, and that one today they decided to do it partial. So I just want to see their feet. Now I'll tell you that the feet it comes to pellet. So the 2 are not up to this. This is 3 So the 8 are very big, and it depends on the size of the fish. So now, remember I told you if I want to feed them, use the responsive feeding method. For instance, if I usually I don't like using my hand, but we use our hands. So you throw small at a time and observe how they react to it. But now it's not their eating time. So they will surprise if you give and they don't mind because they have eaten this morning already. And so they are not expecting food at this time. But even if they see it, they will take it. But they are not expecting it. So now, when you give them and they eat it, then you add them again. We realize that they are no more eating. And it's more is only like this. Then you leave them, you stop. And that's how the best way to feed them.
It's no more eating like this. Yes, they make it with what?
They make it with
what?
Yesterday, during our training or the day for yesterday, I mentioned to you that they add a lot of ingredients, and that includes maize, cassava, fish meal. Fish meal, yes.
Fish half meal.
Okay, anyway, some they can just use dead fish like this, or when they harvest in the river, those small fish, they can mix it there. Or some people use rat because fish they like uh, that blood things. And that's what I was telling you that if you don't know how to mix it well and you want to produce your own feed, you produce the feed, but the quality will be very low. So because of the commercial, they know how to mix it very well. So they mix a lot of things. So basically, this is it. So this is 1,000 capacity tapering pump. It is 12 by 10. So when you calculate, the volume of water is over 10,000. Remember I told you that there's 10,000 liters of water. So and then 10 liters of water house one fish.
Yes, one fish.
So now it is 10,000 and above. You can comfortably put 1,000 fish inside. You see. So
Yes.
500 old is about half of this. So basically that's how it is.
Okay.
So